of these newspapers, not the news sections. It was the editorials to say, you know what? We're not the American people. We are the American people. The American people, in fact, America is founded on the idea of a free, vigorous press.
Nobody's arguing.
Well, hang on.
Trump
and the legitimate purpose of the press is to be an adversary to people in power and hold them accountable.
Like they were with Obama.
Exactly, they were with Obama. And especially to a guy who lies and just says, oh, what's the big deal? Yesterday, in talking about John Brennan revoking the security, he says, oh, this was all about protecting national intelligence.
Right.
And then he turns around and tells the Wall Street Journal, which didn't run this editorial, by the way, the Wall Street Journal tells them, oh, yeah, that was about the Russia investigation, because he's one of the guys that started. So somebody's got to be a watchdog and call Trump on his lies, and yet you guys want to sit here and pretend. And let me tell you the danger of this. Over half of Republicans listening to this now say they agree with Trump. And guess what?
Okay.
It invites the threat, this is what one of the papers said, it invites the threat of violence against people doing their job, which is to report the news.
The violence against, what you mean when Antifa went after that reporter. Jesse,
yes.
I am amazed that now we're demanding that all of our politicians tell the truth. That's incredible to me, because there was always
because
this
Obama lied for a whole year about being able to keep your health care, and no one called him out on that.
Oh, no, I never heard about it.
They never had an adversarial position against Barack Obama. They loved Barack Obama. Obama joked about it at the White House Correspondents' Center. Oh, you guys are my base, and everybody laughed and was drinking champagne. Stop pretending like they were tough on Obama. They weren't. They'd have a lot more credibility if every administration that came around, they were this adversarial, but they don't. And they're not. And that's the problem. Because Donald Trump has exposed them as dishonest Democrat Party hacks.
Well,
the media right now are extensions of the Democratic Party. They give him no credit for anything good he does and deny him all credit for anything he does. Everything is framed as something he's done is evil, is wrong, as backwards, and he's not given a fair shake. So when he says, you guys are the enemy of the people, what he's saying is, you guys are denying the truth to the American people. You're feeding them spin. You're feeding them dishonest propaganda to help the Democratic Party, and you're not shooting straight. And why they get that so upset is because their credibility rests upon the fact that they pretend to be independent. And when he says you're not independent and you're lying about that, they can't handle it. They can dish it out, but they can't take it.
The only thing the king wants is somebody who will adore him, who will honor him, say Donald Trump's the greatest ever.
Like when Obama had 90% of the press fawning over him. They asked him a question in the press conference. What's the most enchanting thing about being at the White House?
Let's think about this for a second together, America. #1 talk show in America, Rush Limbaugh. So easy on Obama. #1 newspaper in America, Wall Street Journal. So easy on Obama. #1 cable network in America, Fox News. So easy on Obama.
For America.
What does that tell you?
Not the media.
Number one.
All right, okay, guys.
They're number one.
No, I'm just telling you. You say so easy. Nobody can decide for Obama.
You want a monopoly.
Outrageous, and I'm
you can't stand criticism. That's
can I just slow this thing down? Everybody, get to that happy place. Dana, I am convinced that when the 300 papers did this, it reached at least 300 editors. Because I swear no one would know about this if I hadn't.
I'll be slightly contrarian.
Oh, no.
So, I love the media. I love news.
Yeah.
I love journalism. I feel like I'm adult enough and mature enough to be able to identify when somebody at a certain other network stands up and makes a story about himself versus something that is amazing. Like, there is some great journalism being done in long formats, in new formats, like on podcasts. There's some really good stuff that also, a lot of it doesn't have anything to do with President Trump. There's a lot of good stuff out there, and let a thousand flowers bloom. The First Amendment includes the freedom of the press for a reason. I believe in the Constitution. I think our founding fathers understood that, as we've all been saying, the adversarial relationship is going to be there, but it is the most important thing. I don't mind that they did the editorials. It's fine. And maybe it doesn't have that much of an effect, except for maybe to get us riled up. But also, he has gone after the media pretty viciously, sometimes deservedly. But he likes to call himself a counterpuncher. Well, other people can be counterpunchers too. And if they can counterpunch with an